thing with a fish trap, right? We kind of Frank, me just like how you know the SI for this $5 fee for make you release them go pay. When they hide and nobody never know. Basically, it seems like there was an SI for fishermen use fish trap in the Port Honduras Marine Reserve. And that SI is there, and I guess the people from within know, and some people don't know. So they said that they would have come and have our next meeting with us so that we could revise the plan or revise the management plan very soon. So I wait, but they are now, so might as well talk about it so that we know where we go from here.
You right? See the SI?
I don't see, but as I say today. So
where is that?
So he see, all right, I can tell you he see, can I show it multiple times. Now, the Port Honduras Marine Reserve SI speaks to conservation, the one around Wild Kinky, right? That one is the only one where it's written inside that bans fish trap, right? The others ban commercial fishing on a whole, right? So that's the ones around Snakey. The one around Middle Snakey, that's a preservation zone. You're not even allowed to enter that one, right? So when it comes to fish traps within the Port Honduras Marine Reserve SI, the only time fish traps is mentioned is for banning it in Wild Kinky. So you can't use it in Wild Kinky. As to the rest of the reserve in terms of general use, there is no mention about fish traps. The SI he's speaking to is an SI that was passed to regulate fish traps. So that SI speaks that the fisher folks are supposed to bring in their designs of their fish traps. They're supposed to take it to the fisheries department. They're supposed to, in a sense, register it like you would register a gillnet. And then from there, you'll be given like a permit, and then you take that out. And then you could set your fish trap, right? So that's the SI he's speaking to. That one starts off and saying that, that fish traps are banned unless you do that part. I'm aware that a group of fisher folks went over to the fisheries department with their documents to register their fish traps and to say where they wanted to do it. Because that process is not happening, right? The law is not being enforced essentially. Then essentially they can use the fish traps.
There's a law countrywide that, remember I think Will Chase, the Jamaicans coming for, everybody was not happy because they were bringing Z traps. That is when we pass legislation and say, you know what, we cannot allow it, and then we pass a law saying, well, it has to be allowed, it has to be licensed and registered, but this type of design is not permitted. That is as far as that legislation went. Now the users of Port Honduras and even Zapodilla case, then we have to look at it, and it's something that I'm sure in the Zapodilla SI, not Zapodilla, the Port Honduras, there's a prohibition of the use of the traps, and that was the reason we met like with 5 fishers the last time with the Celia, and we said, you know what guys, you need to take out the traps, and we have to remove those traps from the user.
Exactly, that is the same time we said that we won't come to
Yes.
but with the tide rangers them, and the demand that these traps they come out of the water.
So we have a quick question
So
for the manager.
that is where the tough question is. Are we continuing to use the traps in the Marine Reserve at this moment? Will we stop or will we go back, continue or whatever?
We need to hear what the administrator
So that's why I asked that, so that when I walk away from here today, I could at least say, well, next month we're done or we're phased out, or we will left it till we meet again, or something, because it's there and I know it's there and it's there as I speak.
We were there. We get this reserve now. We're the guys who made Port Honduras Marine Reserve. We're the ones that
I'm not speaking to what's on the paper. I'm not there
Let's
to
give me a break. Let me explain to you. We decided to block out the Snake Island, Wild Cane, and there was no fishing allowed inside there except sport fishing. How comes fish trap fit in there? What the law gonna twist it? One next thing, I have a meeting with you with gill nets. You still allow gill nets inside the river? Now where is the
At a meeting, the fisheries administrator is alive, is right in front of us right now, telling us that there should have been a phase out thing. Whether it's 20 years ago in Bavania, the man they are now, he tell you there was supposed to be a phase-out process. That dropped under the thing.
We
Will,
didn't have a paper for a meeting to say the names.
well, the man have camera the roll. No, there's camera rolling, there's minutes taken for this meeting, and the man is telling you that a time ago, he said,
He could do a
no.
moratorium for the banning of fish traps.
Yeah, but I want to get across the point.
And
I want to get across the point.
that would be,
So under the tide management or the tide regime from Ms. Celia days, or from whoever you said, there should have been some type of documentary. So my question going directly to you now, how many fish trap is in Port Honduras Marine Reserve? Hold on. That's not yours to answer. The manager needs to answer us because he's responsible to make sure the integrity of the park is kept. How many fish trap is in Port Honduras Marine Reserve? How many have phased out during that time? And what's the time frame to take them out? Because this administrator is sitting here telling us there is a time period that was given. You can't answer that.
I'm trying to, I don't want to,
who could?
I don't want to brush over the people.
It's
I commit
responsible.
myself to come here maybe the second or third week of September,
Yes, sir.
and then maybe by then Tide will be able to provide a report on what is there on the ground, and then we decide how we address that issue.
Thank you.
And the other matters with supportive activities, and we can have a focused discussion with the manager and the stakeholders, and then we move forward with that. The answer with Gilnet, I know that is a hot topic with the extreme conservationists. I recently responded to a letter to Oceana asking whether the ban was extended countrywide, and my answer was no. When you look at the cabinet directive, it was specific to the marine environment. And if you look right now at the 2020 regulations that are being consolidated by the Attorney General Ministry, it still allows the licensing of gillets for use in an area. There are some restrictions with placement of nets, lengths of nets, things like that. So that still remains. And we are asking also the coalition to provide a report to the government of the we have not received any report on what has happened with the transition program, and there are other fishers that had licenses before the 2018 list was approved, and those fishers also demanded some sort of compensation.
I think one of the things that I even mentioned with this gillet thing is that I think the approach was done in a very biased and wicked manner. It was not fair, because first of all, Belize is known for the use of gillet for decades. And to say in 2018 you would only certain people in 2019 to be able to get the benefit from this program, I think that is wickedness. Because there's a lot of people who have been using the net way before Oceana even became a name.
I just want to share that Will and I had the privilege of working together in Port Honduras Marine Reserve, and we were the first to do a gillnet buyback program, I think, in this country, Will. And we did it for Port Honduras, and we had database. We had data to show who from Monkey River down to Punta Gorda that worked Port Honduras. And if we were to go back and ask those people right now if they're satisfied, it would be a slim number that would say, yes, it was good. You know who you would hear? You would hear the guy from Sarstoon with his net saying that Will was unfair. He would say Dennis was unfair. The truth of the matter is, when the coalition came together to get the gillnet operation, we had representation. I mentioned Ovel Leonardo was there, who represented a lot of different fishermen from a lot of different places. I won't go farther. And we had different people around that table, and we had fisheries representatives there too, around that table. And when you ask for a gillnet list or whoever is registered, those are where your challenge come in terms of giving out funds. I'm not defending them, that's why I'm just saying we had the reality of working with people. We had people coming from Village Will, I don't know if you remember that, with gillnet. We never seen them in that sea before, but those are the first people who will be at the fisheries department to complain that they were not paid for their gill net. I had that experience with, and we were there. We went out for months on the water before we went back and buy the gill net from people and had the program going. So whatever we do, I believe we always get one backlash. But what I am saying, stakeholders, we need to voice our concern in a meeting like these. We need to tell people exactly how is it that we see the thing on the ground, rather than just paint the sky that gill net is a good thing or it's a bad thing. Just start the reality of what it is.
Because this meeting come up, you come, otherwise you go, sorry for be like this with you, but the last time I said you're going to come, but you never come because of this meeting you come. From then till now, hundreds more of these pots going in this. I just request them for you how you go. So, from now until when you decide that you want to come, if it be 3 weeks or 3 months from now, 1,000 more going in there. How will it affect me as a fisherman? Full moon gone, Uncle Vic now, seasoned fisherman, he could tell you this. Full moon now, my best time for fishing. I gone for 2 nights, 3 days, 50 pounds of fish. Max, that's it. Impossible, you should never catch that. I catch maybe 2 buckets of fish I have to throw away. Why? They're too small, too mager. They come out of pot. They know they get feed. The guys left them in there for a week in the pot. Then they come back and haul them. Every Tuesday when the rangers come in, they fish the pot haul. So 1 week you left fish in a pot. Majority of them dead or they're too mager, so you just throw them away back. When you catch them as a fisherman with fishing line, you can do nothing with the fish. So the longer you guys take to act on this, the worse it can get for we.
To be quite clear with you, we know the fishers who use fish traps. We all know them, right? But to get them in a meeting like this, you know, I don't know if maybe you could go meet them and, you know, ask them to come to the meeting.
But stop. Fish trap illegal.
We don't need respect.
Simple. Otherwise, to me personally, if you said that we already faced this thing out, I meet with Mr. Castaneda virtually. We looked over the SI. I meet with Mr. Alex Moore. He's the prosecutor, right? So if I arrest anybody out there that he will deal to the court, and we went over the SI to make sure that we were not making a mistake, right? If you're saying that it's already been phased out, then these people need to know that there was an agreement, and just like how we reopened back Tikugoma this year, and we close it when we want, we could close fish traps within Port Honduras Marine Reserve. Legally, there's a document, it could be a document, it could be on the news tomorrow, and it can say that, you know, by order of the fisheries administrator, fish traps are not allowed.
We got the fisheries administrator right there.
Because if you're saying that that was that, my problem is that I don't have a document to go by. You know, maybe we start in a room like this.
Well, we have to give a document and give a home because we got you as a job. No.
You want to enforce laws?
No, we not enforce. We just say assume. No. We just say assume. We just say ask you to get data. As the manager of the reserve, you have the power to collect data.
We have 5 rivers with dump fresh water in and out here already where they dump fish trap.
You know what? For now, you might go do the patrol. You want stop Mr. Polo boat, and you want say Mr. Polo how much fish trap you got, and you want meet the next one. You have to do that. That way they ask you to do.
I can do that.
Make it be clear.
But we are going to agree that the data they give me are correct or wrong?
No, the data is correct because when you carry that back to Mr. Quintana and they tell you they only got 10 traps, and you meet them with 20, you deal